You want to tell our listeners a little bit about America's Future Foundation?
Sure. America's Future Foundation is also known as AF, which is a little bit easier. But we are a group of young professionals, largely millennials, that believe in individual freedom and smaller government, limited government. We believe that this formula creates the best conditions for opportunity, for entrepreneurship, for creativity, and it's something that our generation deserves. This has been declining in the United States for the past few decades. Government's been getting bigger and bigger. Our tax code has become more complex, more burdensome. Regulations stifling businesses have become more heavy as well. So we believe that we need to roll that back and start to open up our economy and help us really contribute, create, grow, innovate.
So you're really on the one hand, I heard you're involved with a platform to try and spark entrepreneurship and bring millennials together. So tell us a little bit about how the organization works and how you bring these people together. Are they members? Are they?
Absolutely. Well, yeah. So we are based in Washington, D.C. That's where the national headquarters is, and then we have chapters across the country. I think there's almost 15. So Boston is one of the newer chapters. And what we do is we provide professional development opportunities. So we host events, happy hours, panel discussions, educational lectures. Sometimes we host entrepreneurs talking about their experience in the trenches. Sometimes we host academics who talk about how policy impacts their daily lives, our daily lives. And we also offer actual skill building. So we have a blog, freethefuture.org, and you can contribute if you'd like. We also always welcome people of talent, people who want to learn new skills to contribute to our chapter, to build it up, to grow it, whether it's through social media, identifying great speakers, helping organize an event, or raise awareness about it. So there's a lot you can do both at the Boston level, at the chapter level, as well as at the national level. And we do hope our events really bring together people to network, discuss, make business contacts, as well as learn a little bit more about what it takes to succeed, both in terms of policy as well as what kind of environment helps entrepreneurs thrive.
So you talk about being a forum for predominantly millennials. Is there a criteria in terms of membership that somebody needs to fit within a certain age range or being born within a certain time frame? Is that hard and fast, or how does that work?
Actually, I'm very glad you asked that. We actually really celebrate and are proud of the fact that our chapter invites and has managed to attract people of all different ages, because that's how you network. There's a lot that millennials can learn from more experienced entrepreneurs. So we want to create that forum to bring them together. In fact, our first event, we hosted Bill Frezza, who is a venture capitalist. He's spent 17 years in supporting or investing in early stage tech startups. So as you can imagine, his experience is extremely interesting. And he has some very great insight. So when millennials can hear that from him and see the change in the policy environment over his lifetime, his clear message here was that when you create a society that punishes entrepreneurs through, stealing the fruits of their labor, penalizing them with higher taxes or throwing more regulations onto their dreams.
Regulations and right.
Exactly. That's not going to support entrepreneurs. But when you scale back, when you reward and celebrate entrepreneurs, then and innovation, then that's when we see, real human flourishing. People can realize their opportunities.
Talked a little bit before we came on air about quality of life and how your organization is looking to impact quality of life.
Absolutely. Well, we really want to highlight how government policies and big governments do impact our quality of life. So we'll start with examples, and I think Uber is a great way to start. I mean, Uber has really disrupted the taxi industry. I mean, it's becoming a term, Uberization. It means to completely disrupt. Taxi industry has been pretty static for 75 years. And now this innovative company comes in, it lowers prices, it delivers a better product, it's more reliable. People love it. It's taking off in cities across the country. But what has happened? You see governments shutting it down. Drivers are getting arrested. They're getting fined. And we have to ask ourselves, why is that happening if consumers love it so much, if we're finding its value?
It's threatening to a powerful.
There's competition, and the taxi industry is upset. So what do? We see entrenched special interests and the government and the established taxi industry getting together and saying, let's stamp out this competition. And it's all under the guise of protecting the consumer. But, the consumer is smart. The consumer knows what they're doing. They know the product they pick. And ultimately, we lose. The taxi industry has higher prices. It's a poor service. And we need to be aware of when regulation is truly looking out for us and when it's being used to harm us.